Hi everybody, it's Mr. Greenlee here. I figured it might be nice to have an activity that you can work on at home, especially if the weather is nice when you finish your regular everyday studies. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Take for example this toy car. I'm going to push on it with my finger, and as I push forward, the car actually pushes back against me and it repels away from me. There's an equal and opposite reaction taking place here. I'm going to show you how to build a rocket out of a pop bottle that kind of demonstrates it in a more fun way. So you are going to need some of the following materials. An empty pop bottle, kind of the generic round one like this. The Coke or Sprite bottles don't really fit the fins we're going to be designing today. So a regular pop bottle. You're going to want plenty of cardboard, the stronger the better. You are going to need an empty wine bottle cork. It can be an actual cork or it can be an artificial one. And you are going to need some kind of air pump. I have a foot one, but you can use a regular hand pump as well. And if your parents have a hot glue gun with some hot glue, that's going to come in handy. So here's what we're going to do to start off with. You are going to take that cork from the wine bottle and you're going to want to cut it in half. Otherwise, it's going to be too long. So take a knife, take a pair of scissors, but just cut that thing in half. Once you have it cut in half, you want to take a pin or a nail and maybe just hammer it right through the center of that cork so you have a little hole going. Then you can take your needle from your air pump or your foot pump or your bicycle pump and just place it through the center of that cork like so. Now the top part is sticking out of the cork and the bottom part can still attach to my pump. We'll put that aside and save it for later. Next, we're going to want to design the fins for our rocket. I have included a rocket fin template or pattern with this video, so you're going to want to be able to print that out. Once you print it out and cut it out, you're going to have a pattern that looks like this. Place it on some good cardboard and go ahead and trace it with a Sharpie or any other marker or pen that you may have. You're going to want at least 4 fins, otherwise the rocket doesn't stand up very well and it's really hard to launch. So at least 4 fins. It's also really important that your design has straight lines to it, both when you trace it and when you cut it out. The straighter and cleaner those edges are, the easier it's going to attach to your bottle. So I've cheated a little bit and I've already got 4 fins cut out like so. I got some nice neat lines. And what I'm going to want to do is attach those to my pop bottle. So I have my hot glue gun right here. I'll apply a nice bead of hot glue to my fin. And I am going to attach it to the side of the bottle like so. And I'm probably going to have to hold it for 30 seconds, maybe a little bit longer. And once it's dry enough that I can take my hand away, I'm going to run another line of hot glue along the fin until it's really sturdy. It's important these fins are sturdy because they need to keep the bottle balanced and they're going to have to hold a little weight once we actually add some fuel to our bottle later. Looks pretty good. So I am going to put some more glue on each side to hold that on a little bit better, and I'm going to repeat that process with the remaining 3 fins. I'll come back in a minute once I have my entire bottle complete. Hey everybody, we're back. So you can see my 4 fins are attached and they're on there nice and sturdy. I've also taken this pop bottle and I filled it up about a fourth or between a fourth and a third of the way with some water. This is going to be the fuel for our rocket. Now it's really important that you don't get these fins wet, otherwise they're not going to hold the weight of the rocket. So you maybe want to fill it under a tap with a little stream of water or use a funnel and then pour water into that funnel, but we want to try and keep these dry. Once I have that filled between a third or a fourth of the way up, I'm going to find a spot outside. I've got my pump with my cork and my needle stuck in it, and I'm going to insert that into the top of my bottle, nice and tight. And it should stand up just like that without leaking. We are now going to start to pump and build up pressure inside the bottle. If you remember our unit on properties of matter, we know that gases expand. However, there's so much empty space, gas can also be compacted. So we are gonna fill this empty space in the bottle with as much air as we possibly can. Once there's no more room, that air is going to push the water out, which is going to push the rocket up. There's gonna be a lot of force here. So when you pump this, you wanna make sure your face is nowhere near the top of this rocket, and you wanna make sure that it is pointed a direction other than toward you. You don't want it coming back at you. So here we go. And it just got caught in the tree outside the second grade classroom. I don't know if you can see it in the tree or not, but that thing probably went up at least 100 feet in the air. So you can try this at home, and if your rocket survives, you can do it again and again and again. If it doesn't, you can just make some new fins and put them on. All right, gang, stay safe and stay healthy. We miss you.